Today, I'm going to run you through my live backing track rig. This has been the best one so far, so I thought I'd share it with you. Myself and Jake built several rigs in the past, and they've all been expensive, really complicated, and we've run into some serious issues. And the worst problem we've had so far is the dreaded click bleed. Now, you're going to get this regardless of where you play due to the amount of gain that's being pulled out by front of house. If you're using anything from a usual Y connector to even a lightning port off of an iPad, you're going to get it in some circumstances. Most people, when making backing tracks, will have the audio source, so the actual backing track itself, in the left channel, and the click and sometimes a guide guitar track in the right. Now, unfortunately, when you create a stereo track like this, this then gives room for the dreaded click bleed. The only way to completely eliminate this is to have a device that can play two mono tracks through two completely separate outputs. This rig uses fewer components as possible to help with a faster setup time. And setup time is key when you've only got usually a 15-minute changeover when you're playing with other bands. While we were building this rig, unlike all the others, we took everything else out of the loop. That way, it's just me listening to everything, and all the backing track just goes to front of house and then fed back to everyone in the wedge monitors. So after doing a lot of research, we discovered that the best option by far was the Roland SPD-SX. The reason for this is it has a dedicated left and right output, two sub outputs, and a headphone output. It also allowed two tracks to be played at the exact same time through two separate outputs, and that eliminated that click bleed issue. So I'm going to show you how we've wired this up and how you can run the exact same rig. So that was a very quick demonstration of me playing along to the backing track so that you could hear what the ambience level was like in the room. Now, the problem is with having ambience like that, playing with a really loud acoustic drum set, is hearing the actual click track itself through your headphones, and I highly recommend these. These are the Shure SE215s. These are classed as the budget option when it comes to in-ear monitors from the Shure lineup. These have been an absolute godsend since I bought them over 7 years ago, and they are still going strong to this day. I can't recommend them enough. They've got terrific noise isolation, super comfy, and just allow me to enjoy the performance without worrying about these falling out of my ears. The Shure SE215s are then plugged into this. This is a Behringer P2. It's a personal headphone amplifier. Although I'm quite aware that the Roland SPD-SX does have an independent headphone volume control, this gives me control where I need it the most. While I'm playing, I can grab it just on my hip rather than trying to reach over for a very fiddly little button over here. So now we come to the brains of the operation. Literally, it's the Roland SPD-SX. Each song has its own individual patch. The top two trigger pads, one has the click, one has the backing track. I can hit either one of these and they will play both at the same time. Out of the back of the SPD-SX, I'm coming out of the headphones output, which goes into the Behringer P2. The master left output then goes to the front of house, which can then be mixed however the sound engineer wants. So that's my backing track rig. If you'd run anything differently, or you've got any questions, please leave them in the comments box down below. If you like my snare drum during the performance, and you want to know a bit more about how I get that sound, you can check out my snare maintenance video, just here. Go on, watch it, it's really good.